starting at 6:30 p.m.
We'll have special guests joining us for interviews during the event. This live coverage of the Christmas Boat Parade on Ocean 89 is December 8th. This special presentation has been brought to you by lead sponsor HSBC.
You can count on us.
All varieties of potatoes, $4.49 for a 5-pound bag, saving you $1.50. Boneless pork loin, sirloin chops, just $2.99 per pound. Grace coconut water, only $4.89 for a 1-liter box. Select varieties of Ocean Spray cranberry juice, $5.69 for a 64-ounce bottle. Sensible Portions veggie chips, only $2.99 for a 5-ounce tin. All stores open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Friday, December the 7th, 2018. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us. Public school teachers are able to be offered a full day of training in January on the standards-based grading system and professional development. Education Minister Diallo today providing an update to the public on a number of concerns raised by the Bermuda Union of Teachers following yesterday's industrial action by para-educators.
We've been talking about this for some time now. There's a steering committee made up out of 14 highly skilled teachers that are well versed in standard-based grading, and they're developing a training done with the new system. So what we want to do is we don't want to tell those teachers who are well advanced in teachers, and there are a few schools out there that are fully engaged in this and understand what we're doing and get it. We don't want to pull them back, but we also don't want to push the ones who are still a bit uncomfortable forward faster than they need to be pushed.
It's still unknown when broken or out of use fire alarms will be repaired at affected schools. The minister explained the situation this way.
I remember when we first came into government, one of the primary things that we wanted to do was ensure that our schools were safe. We conducted health and safety reviews of every single school in the island, and we continue those reviews on a regular basis to see what's going wrong. The fire alarm thing was something that had come up before. We didn't realize it was an issue with the BUT because it was nothing that was ever mentioned in any of the meetings we've had with them. So when it came up this time and we sat with them on Monday, we said, well, yeah, we're aware of that. We're in the process of currently receiving bids. I believe it's 3 or 4 schools that need some minor repairs to their fire alarm system or some sort of repair. And we're currently receiving those bids. And once those bids are received and properly vetted, those repairs will take place. That's not something that I want the public to be alarmed with. That's not something that I find ideal. And, but the wheels have to move in the pace that they do. And we're making that a priority to ensure that health and safety is something that's taken care of without any sort of hesitation.
In other news, allegations of abnormally inflated prices or price gouging at food and beverage retailers, with the blame often being placed on the controversial sugar tax. However, Walter Raban, the Deputy Premier and Minister of Home Affairs, warns against the practice and urges consumers to do their part to prevent and or eliminate it. Gary Moreno tells us more.
Mr. Raban telling members of the House of Assembly this morning that the allegations have led to investigations by the Department of Consumer Affairs, and the information getting back to him might sound ridiculous, but he says all information provided is being treated with urgency.
I've even heard certain things suggest about cases of water and other items that actually aren't a part of the new sugar tax regime have seen prices change. So we're going to continue to investigate and keep a watch on any changes, and we encourage the public to certainly contact the Consumer Affairs Office about any changes they think may be of some concern.
When asked, though, to identify businesses which may be engaging in this nefarious practice,
I'm not able to disclose about any particular cases, but we want the public to know that we're being responsive to any possible case that arises. We want to ensure that people are being treated fairly in the marketplace. Bermuda is expensive for everyone, so any changes in prices that might be suggested to be gouging or manipulation, we want to investigate and to hopefully discount rather than confirm that something is happening.
However, the minister does remain adamant that any report of wrongdoing will be investigated and the appropriate action taken where necessary. He reminds consumers, though, do have the power to bring an end to price gouging should they experience it.
Ultimately, you have the choice to buy or not. So you do have some power in the process. And if you do observe, bring it to the attention of the store and show them, well, if something was a dramatically different price the previous week, and the next week you come and you find it, bring it to their attention and tell them that you don't feel this is right. So there is power with consumers to control and to influence what goes on out there.
And if that doesn't work, make sure and inform Consumer Affairs. With Bermuda importing the greater portion of its food supply, the minister reminds that there are external factors which also influence prices, including global shortages, the time of year, and increased shipping costs. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Meanwhile, Opposition Member of Parliament Michael Dunkley accuses the minister of waffling on a most important issue. He believes the advent of the sugar tax has, in fact, made it more difficult for residents financially.
The statement was just a bunch of waffle. It said nothing in it. It talked about complaints that had been made to the appropriate authority and investigations take place, but it didn't say what was the outcome of the investigation. So when I questioned the Honourable Minister, he said the investigations are still ongoing. And I thought, well, that's a bit strange. Why would you give a statement if investigations are still ongoing? I think some of the concerns that might have been raised were because of the increase because of the sugar tax. Well, the Minister couldn't even answer if that was the case, because I asked him a specific question along the lines of, in the investigations, did the public servants find that the increases in the sugar tax were appropriate with the customs changes? Couldn't answer that. I say that against a backdrop that in April, on April 1st, the next 25% increase in duty goes on sugar items. So we face a real crunch here. And, I understand the real challenge we face with cost of living, but this government talks about it and they're not doing anything about it.
We'll have more for you after this short break, including your weekend weather forecast. Stay with us.
Getting ready for Christmas is all about the finishing touches.
The icing on the cake, the table neatly set, decorations specially placed, and gifts thoughtfully wrapped, all to share with those we love in special moments as simple as this.
Merry Christmas
And a Happy New Year.
Colonial, where people come first.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
U.S. Express at Mailbox's members love the fast, friendly service when they bring their online shopping to the island.
I enjoy the service because it's fast and I get my packages in good time, and I like how they shrink it so that you don't have to pay as much, and I get cashback rewards, which are great.
For me, it was about convenience. I work in town and convenience is the number one thing.
Sign up for a U.S. Express account at www.mailboxesunlimited.com today.
KFC, for when you've worked up an appetite and deserve a treat for yourself. Happy holidays from all of us at KFC.
KFC, it's finger licking good.
Welcome back. Premier David Byrd has pressured the British passport authorities to fix a code error printed on the newest BOTC passports. The country code GBR appears on Bermuda travel documents instead of BDA, causing delays to Bermudian travelers who enter the United States. The Premier says the matter has not been resolved for over a year.
The The Joint Ministerial Council is where all the leaders of the overseas territories come together to meet with UK ministers to discuss issues of mutual interest and concern. And so, of course, the conversations were dominated by the uncertainty with Brexit, but there were also other issues that were raised. And Bermuda's most important issue at this particular point in time is this ongoing passport issue, which is becoming more and more acute, which is finding more and more Bermudians being unable to re-enter the United States via ports of entry due to the coding of our new passports. So we raised the matter again after it was raised last year. I was not satisfied with the responses of which we got in the session, so I made sure that I made a forceful intervention to tell the minister that these are the same officers that told us that they would look into resolving the situation last year, and a year has passed and nothing has been done. The minister understood my position. He gave a ministerial commitment to make sure he could work to advance this particular issue, and also use some of the international influences which he has with some of the international organizations, such as the International Civil Aviation Organization, to possibly get some movement on this issue so we can look to resolve it in the near future.
In other news, roadside sobriety checkpoints, now in operation for just over 2 months, have been praised for their proactive police approach. However, Bermuda Broadcasting News has received a number of reports from owners of various Hamilton bars that the checks have caused a slump in patrons who are increasingly opting to stay home and drink. But one business owner, Delvin Bean of the Lost in Triangle on Reed Street, while praising the sobriety checks, expressing concern for a lack of transport options available to late-night bar goers. Here's what he told to Rye Trot.
Yes, it's definitely slowed up since they started it. Hopefully people will get aware of it and start using the head a little bit more so that they can start working around it and not getting caught under the influence.
The chairman of the Road Safety Council, Dennis Lister, said at a news conference this week, causing people to stay home over the weekend was not the intent of the sobriety checks. And the council has come up with this designated driver program to encourage people to still go out while having a designated driver. Are you confident that this will turn things around a bit?
It will work providing you have designated drivers, because that is one of the main problems. People want to go out and drink, but there's no way or means for them to get home after if they're not going to drive. Like if you go through Hamilton any Friday or Saturday night, there are no taxis on the streets. You know, the people are lined up on the streets. What little people's lined up on the streets trying to get cabs, and there's no cabs for them. That's one of the biggest problems. Even though they say they have transportation at LOM at 3 o'clock, that's still not the time people want to go out. These people go out, start drinking right after work. And if you can't get transportation to go home, they're not going to do it at all. They can go straight home and have house parties and stay there. So it's affecting the businesses. Now, I'm not objecting to it because it's good that they are doing sobriety checks because hopefully it's going to prevent road fatalities. But it's got to be a twofold thing.
Many have suggested that overseas car services like Lyft and Uber would help fill the void being left by taxi drivers. Asked by Bermuda Broadcasting if he thought these services would help the situation, he told us,
I agree. Something like Uber, one of those car services in the island will work because there's a lot of people in the island that are unemployed, and basically if we put something like that, because they do have transportation and they can go out and work all hours, it will work because right now we've got a lot of gypsy camps in the island right now. And make them legit and make them do something or somehow where it can be beneficial for everyone. And it will work. I don't see why it wouldn't, because even though it's, 450 taxis in the island and X amount of minibuses, the streets don't have any means for people to get home late nights at all. There's no one out.
In other news, the transportation charity Project Action has launched a public appeal for help as it says it is currently low on funds. The charity, now in its 20th year, is encouraging the public to buy one of its raffles and for the corporate sector to help out too. Tarai Trott spoke with the charity's chairman, Cindy Swan.
You may have seen the charity's 2 vans out and about in the community transporting seniors and the physically challenged to medical appointments and other important errands. And now Project Action is in need of your help to keep it all running. The charity's founding member and current chairperson, Cindy Swan, says many people in need depend upon Project Action.
And most of our clients that, passengers that we transport are to dialysis and medical appointments. We're saddened to share that our primary driver, Shuby Ernest de Grilla, has retired for medical, purposes, and we're in the process of hiring a new driver.
It costs around $110,000 annually to operate the services of the charity.
We run it at a bare minimum. because only paid person for the last 20 years running Project Action is the driver and administrative costs. We have a small office in St. George's. Mrs. Rose Douglas runs that office, retired teacher Mrs. Rose Douglas.
Project Action is holding a raffle soon to help raise funds, and they are reaching out to 100 companies for their support.
Our board met, and we decided that we'd do a corporate appeal. So we're in the process of sending out letters to the corporations locally for them to contribute to Project Action. We're targeting 100 corporations before the end of the year to get funds in so that we're able to continue this valid service.
As for the Project Action raffle, several attractive prizes are on offer for $10 a ticket.
We have a Christmas raffle going, and that we have several great exciting prizes, including our top prize of a $2,000 travel voucher. And for the golfers, we have golf round for 4 at Port Royal, Belmont, and Tuckers Point.
Numerous prizes are up for grabs in Project Action's upcoming raffle. Tickets are only $10 each and can be purchased from Casey's Lounge, the Prison Officers Club, or Rubis Gas Station in St. George's. For more information, call the charity at 297-5044. Turning to weather news, a beautiful day today with cooler temperatures and lower humidity. Let's go to AccuWeather headquarters to see what our weekend holds in store weather-wise.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer, and we're heading into the weekend, and we do have some unsettled weather that we have to tell you about here. We do have a frontal boundary that passed through a couple of nights ago. That is to our south, but the next thing that we will have to worry about is, well, you can see the storm well to our west out toward Texas. Eventually, that's going to be moving off the east coast, and once it does that, it's going to kick up the winds for us, and we'll also have the opportunity for some showers and also some thunderstorms. But looking at things, at least here in the short term, you can see just a couple of stray showers near the island, and that's really all we anticipate as we head into tonight and also into tomorrow as well. Couple of spotty showers. Besides that, no need to cancel any outdoor plans. If you're going out to pick out a tree, I know there's a couple of Christmas events going on tomorrow. You shouldn't have any problems with that. Temperatures are going to be in the low, or temperatures right now are in the low 60s, humidity right around 75%. Winds are out of the northwest, 5 to 10 knots, and the water temperature currently 69 degrees. Waves outside of the reef a little choppy, between 4 and 8 feet, but that will actually be decreasing as we head into the nighttime hours. So looking at the tidal times here across the island, you can see that we do have a small craft warning at least through this evening. Our high tide coming in at 8:33, and then our low tide coming in at 2:23 on your Saturday morning. As we get into the actual forecast here, again, few spotty showers for tonight, a low of 62 degrees, couple of patchy clouds out there for tonight, and then into your Saturday here. If you have any holiday shopping to do, you'll be dodging a couple of showers, but we should at least get a few peaks of sun with a high of 69 degrees and a low of 60. So let's talk about what we can expect beyond the weekend here. As I mentioned, there is a storm system that's impacting parts of the southern U.S. out toward Texas. As we get into our future cast, you can see high pressure starting to nudge its way here. It's not going to be a completely sunny day tomorrow, but we'll get a few opportunities of peaks of sun, and again, those spotty showers as well. As the storm system starts to move off the east coast here, you can see the winds pumping in from the south. That's actually going to help warm up our temperatures. However, it is going to be quite windy as we get into Sunday. There could be gale force winds, winds up to about 40 miles per hour, and then a cold front is going to be passing through. So we're looking at some unsettled weather, at least for a period of time. Current conditions right now, Jamaica, it is nice and mild there. 88 degrees, 84 in Barbados and Trinidad. We do have a couple of spotty showers out there. If you're doing any traveling, maybe heading back toward the U.S. East Coast, you can see nice and sunny in the Big Apple tomorrow, with temperatures only in the 30s. Your extended forecast, again, a few spotty showers tonight into Saturday. Sunday, mainly cloudy. Sunday night into Monday, that's where we will have heavy rain, possibly some thunderstorms, but at least our temperatures spike up into the 70s.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
My name is Kevin Roberts. I'm a taxi driver / ambassador. My father's was BF&M, so am I. Half of my family always been seemed to be with Bermuda Fire Marine. I tried a different provider at one time, but I wasn't too happy with the competition. Because back then it took too long to settle claims. They questioned every claim, and I never really had that problem with BF&M. I'm quite happy with it.
Save $1.30 on Purdue fresh chicken leg quarters, only $1.59 per pound. For a great snack, golden ripe pineapples, just $4.99 each. Crisco Original with butter shortening sticks, just $4.89 for a 20-ounce package. Dettol disinfectant spray, only $3.99 for a 400-milliliter tin. Select varieties of Tide Simply Liquid Laundry Detergent, only $7.49 for a 40-ounce bottle. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
You can count on us. Treat yourself and your loved ones this Christmas at Diamonds International in Dockyard. Dazzling diamond rings, including this stunning ring creation from Crown of Light. And for men, iconic watches from Tag Heuer. During the holidays, there is 15 to 75% off all merchandise. And this watch as a free gift with every purchase. Plus 5% of all shopping proceeds will be donated to the LCCA charity. There is nothing comparable on the island to the truly outstanding collection at Diamonds International in Dockyard.
Christmas in Bermuda is a special time for most of us. Unfortunately, for some families in Bermuda, there's no warm Christmas. This year, many families will be in need. It's the 30th anniversary of the Lions Clubs of Bermuda and the Marketplace, helping share the Christmas spirit, so let's help take care of each other. Shop at any Marketplace, shopping center, Modern Mart, or A1 stores, and purchase extra tins of non-perishable items. Once you have purchased these items, place your food donation into Santa's bin located at the front of the store. The Lions Clubs will collect your food contributions and assemble them into hampers to be delivered to the families in need around the island. Christmas comes once a year. Help make it a special time for every family in Bermuda. Sponsored in part by the Bermuda Broadcasting Company. Share the Christmas spirit.
Welcome back. Well, traffic was temporarily jammed today along Union Street outside the BIU headquarters, but it was for a good cause. Residents were responding to the Salvation Army's annual Toys and Food Drive in aid of the needy over the Christmas holiday. The program sees charitable residents turn up and donate non-perishable food and toys, which gets stuffed into a truck to be taken away for distribution to families. The Salvation Army says more than 1,000 families this year are depending upon such generosity to get them through the holiday season. Troy Trott and cameraman James Barboza turned up at the scene to find out how things were going.
So this is about community helping community, and this morning our focus is fill the truck with food and toys that later will be distributed to needy families in Bermuda.
Now, this isn't the first time you've had this drive.
Correct. I believe this is our 5th year at this location, so we're really grateful for the support and folks that just come along and fill the truck. As you see, we're almost there, so we're here until 12 noon, and then the goods will actually go to Botanical Gardens, where we get ready to distribute to the families.
So what sorts of items have people been donating?
So a lot of food, non-perishable items, but some toys as well for young children and for older children as well, up to 12 years of age. But a lot of food, a lot of food.
And Christmas, as we all know, is a particularly needy time in Bermuda.
It really is. As of last Friday, we actually had over 1,200 families register for help. So our desire is to make sure that all of those families receive what they need to make Christmas a joyous and happy time for them.
Earl Baisden will have your sports roundup in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
At Argus, our interest is you. Each of you. Around here, we know that when two people seem the same, they can have very different insurance needs. For their health, home, work, and future. Which is why we take the time to get to know you as an individual, so we can provide insurance coverage that fits your life. Because after all, our interest is you.
Let's Talk is back. The TV talk show hosted by Gary Marino airs live at 8 p.m. on Mondays. Real conversations with key figures in public life, going beyond the sound bites to explore and contextualize current affairs. And there's lots to talk about: jobs, tax reform, our changing economy, education, crime, and the environment. Discussing the issues that matter in depth and with personality. A new studio, a new look for a new season. That's Let's Talk. Live Mondays at 8 p.m. on ZBM TV 9 and repeated at 7 a.m. on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. Bermuda Broadcasting Company and lead sponsor HSBC is pleased to present the annual Christmas Boat Parade 2018. Join me, Keeble the Captain Burgess.
And me, co-host Diane Carlson, live from the flagpole on Front Street as we bring you the latest on the decorated Christmas boats in this year's competition on Ocean 89 starting at 6:30 p.m.
We'll have special guests joining us for interviews during the event. This live coverage of the Christmas Boat Parade on Ocean 89 is December 8th. This special presentation has been brought to you by lead sponsor HSBC.
Here's Earl Baisden with our tonight's sports report.
Bermuda's two sailors were back on the waters in Australia as Raquel Evans and Campbell Patton continue competing in the Sail Sydney Sailing Regatta.
The final two races were sailed in the Laser Radial Open. It saw Patton march up the leaderboard yet again. He started the day in 9th and ended the regatta in 6th place. Patton finished the first race of the day and the 7th of the series in 4th, and then he won the second race, his second win of the series, to finish with 54 net points. Evans started the day in 11th and came off the water in the same place after the final two races in the Finn Class series. This after finishes of 15th and 13th to finish with 79 net points. At the BAA field last evening in Premier Division football action, it was BAA defeating Devonshire Cougars 6-3. BAA would get a hat-trick from Keishan Bean, 2 strikes from Nathan Rigo, and 1 from Druande Bascom. Alan Douglas III would score a hat-trick for the Devonshire Cougars. The Bermuda Football Association have released the schedule for the Friendship and Shield quarterfinal matches that are scheduled for Sunday, December 16th. There will be 4 double headers at the Somerset Cricket Club. Somerset Eagles will entertain Young Man's Social Club in the opener, and then the Trojans are at home to the PHC Zebras. Devonshire Colts will face off against Vasco at St. John's Field, followed by the Dandytown Hornets and Crossroads. At Lords and St. David's, Hamilton Parish and Wolves will battle in their Shield quarterfinals, and then it will be the Boulevard Blazers taking on the Devonshire Cougars. At Bernard Park, Southampton Rangers will entertain St. George's Colts, and then we'll see North Village Rams taking on Robin Hood. Bermuda Olympian Trey Houston has set his sights on the 2021 World Track and Field Championships. In 2019, he is hoping to represent Bermuda at the Pan American Games, and in 2020, he is hoping to represent Bermuda at the Olympics.
Next 3 seasons are very important for me from 2019 until 2021. Like I said, things are moving along smoothly, and I'm in a great place, in a great space, and I'm looking forward to this season. The training in itself, I'm a different type of athlete, whereas I need specific things for me to run fast. And, I'm actually working out with the 400 meter people. So, your training, definitely stepped up a whole lot of notches. It's definitely different compared to Houston training. I mean, it's not as hard, but it's hard, if that makes sense. Like certain things that I'm doing here is definitely different, but I'm definitely getting in that good base, them long runs to actually get me back where I need to be.
Trey Mallory has been attending the ITF COSAC training camp in Brazil. The South American Tennis Confederation, in conjunction with the International Tennis Federation, selected Mallory to attend the elite training camp for the best 15 to 16-year-olds in the Caribbean, Central American, and South American region.
What I like about it is they brought down some professional players down from Brazil, like Orlando Luz, the former #1 junior in the world, and now he's top 300 in the world. And I hit with him, and then I met Gustavo Kuerten, who was #1 in the world, ATP, and that was good. It's been a great experience for me, and the intensity has been very high. I'm thankful for COSAT and the Brazilian Tennis Confederation for inviting me, and it's been a world-class event.
Bermuda's CAC squash bronze medalist Noah Brown and Micah Franklin have both entered the $11,000 Memorial Florida Squash Open in Boca Raton. Franklin advanced to the second round after he defeated Jason Hu from USA in straight games 11-4, 11-3, 11-3, while Brown, who is seeded 8th, received a first round bye. I'm Earl Basden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Thank you, Earl. Well, that's our newscast for tonight. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for joining us. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Good night.